What is up, guys? Your homeboy Daniel from Tiny Studio Production, and today for podcast episode 18, we got Ismael, aka Life Through Lens, the man himself. How you doing, brother?
How's it going, man?
Pretty good, bro. How's the drive over here, bro?
Some traffic, man. I got some traffic, and it was a little bit. I was a little nervous because I was already running on empty.
Yeah.
So I was like, dang, I hope this line moves.
Bro, this bipolar weather, bro. Crazy, man.
Crazy, but I like it, man. I'm not ready for that Texas heat to come back. So when I heard there was a cold front,
You're more of a cold person?
oh yeah, dude, I welcome the cold for sure.
What's your horoscope?
Dang, I don't know, dude. I was born in December.
I think
Not sure what that is.
Scorpio. It might be Scorpio. I don't know. No, I'm saying because I'm a fire sign, bro. I'm like Aries, and I hate cold, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather be sweating my ass off than freezing. But everybody's different.
Yeah.
So, I know who you are, bro. A lot of people know who you are, but maybe some people don't know who you are. So, tell us a little bit about you.
Dope. I mean, first and foremost, thank you, man, for having me on here. It's really cool to be given a platform like this to talk in a way I can't otherwise. You know what I mean? Because my platform is very different. So it's very cool to be invited to something like this. And thanks.
Hey, bro,
Thank you,
I'm humbly grateful that you're here, bro. I know how busy you are with everything that you do, and I'm just so grateful, bro, that you give me a chance to interview you, you know,
For sure,
on
man.
my platform.
Thank you. Let's see a bit about myself. Well, if anybody's seen me, they might have seen me in the food videos I do with Fork It. But aside from that, I'm a full-time videographer, photographer. That's how I pay the bills. I've been doing it for a while. I think February 22nd marks year number 8 since I first bought my first camera.
Nice. What did you start with?
I started with a Canon Rebel T3i or 3Ti, something like that. That was my first camera, man. And it's been a journey, dude. It's been a journey, and it started with just taking pictures of my firstborn daughter. That's the reason why I got the camera, because I told my wife, well, we're going to have our first kid. We need to start documenting all this, right? So that was the whole reason behind getting a camera. Then friends, family members start asking you, hey, take a picture. How much would you charge? And it just started growing from there, man. So
from your work, like, of course, this is your bread and butter, but do you also, like, do side projects, like, for fun that you like to do? Or
for sure, man. That's kind of how it started as far as video goes. I started doing videos for coffee shops, featuring coffee shops, and because I love coffee. I mean, some people might not know this, but I'm a big coffee lover, bit of a coffee snob, and so I started.
I'm sorry. Do you like your coffee dark or?
Not necessarily dark, man. I prefer lighter roasts because they tend to have the kind of flavors, notes that I prefer. But I mean, when dark is all you have, I welcome it, dude. I'm a caffeine addict, so I really need that to function. You know what I mean?
You know what, bro? Thanks to you, now I'm gonna start adding to the questions. How do you like your coffee?
Yeah.
Usually I usually ask like food,
Yeah.
alcohol, but I keep forgetting there's some caffeine addicts out there. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure, man. I need that to can we cuss in here?
yeah, bro, you can do
Okay,
it. Fuck you want.
Okay. Yeah, I need that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I started doing coffee videos and because it's what I love, and I befriended a lot of these coffee shop owners, and it was a passion project, man, from the beginning, for sure.
Yeah. So bro, what got you into making the food documentaries for the RGV?
Well, it like I said, it started with coffee, but then it started going okay, right? I started building an audience, and I remember one time one dude stopped me at Best Buy. I was leaving Best Buy. I was in the parking lot, out literally like backing out, and this guy was like, hey man, you're the guy from those coffee videos, right? I was like, oh, Yeah. And I just took me by surprise, right? And I mean, it felt really cool, right? Oh, somebody's watching, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, how can I expand my audience? I mean, not everybody drinks coffee, but everybody eats food, right? So it just morphed into like, okay, now let me start featuring restaurants, right?
Yeah.
And when my wife and I actually, when we got married, we started doing our little trips to San Antonio, Austin getaways, and we started seeing all the food that was so unique to Austin that you could only find in Austin. So we were like, okay, whenever we travel, like we gotta eat food that's only available in this city. Like no chain restaurants, no McDonald's, none of that, because we can get that anywhere, right? Let's experience the city and the people and their food. So once we started seeing that kind of growth here in the valley, because like they say, the valley is like 10 years behind, and it's kind of true, you know, and we catch up and stuff. So the valley started catching up with all these like hip restaurants and just cool stuff going on. So when I started seeing that's kind of what helped transform what was just coffee videos into like now food videos, and try to feature more of the valley that way.
Yeah, it's amazing, bro. I like, sometimes I'll be like on the road in my lunch break and I'll watch one of your reviews, bro. I was actually watching one of your first ones where you said that you made the choice to like quit your job and just start doing the video stuff.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Look at you now, bro.
It's crazy because as far as YouTube goes, that's one of the videos that's had the most reactions or views. And I'm like, man, a lot of people must want to quit their jobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was a very somewhat of a scary time, but exciting time, dude, because I was here embarking on another journey, like just really letting go of that safety net of having a 9 to 5, and which wasn't really a 9 to 5 anymore, because the company I was working with, they were kind of struggling, so they cut our hours. And luckily I had photography as a side hustle, and that was kind of picking up. And I just told my wife, I remember asking her like, hey, what do you think if I stop working here and just try to push photography and videography, and I could make what I'm making now and potentially more. And I credit to her a lot of my success, because she was like without a question, she was like, just quit next week.
And there's a saying, and they say like without a woman, like a man, you know, like they're pretty much saying that they're the backbone. You know what I mean?
100%, dude.
And you know what, like me, I'm single right now, but I do have my mom, and like she's my backbone, you know,
dude.
So like, you know what I mean? Your wife supporting you like that, bro. That's amazing. You know, it's beautiful.
Thanks, bro. Everything I do, like, it's almost like a family affair, because my wife supports me in what I do. Like, my mom takes care of my kid. I have 2 daughters. She takes care of my kids. A lot of the time when I'm doing client work or when I'm doing a 4Kid episode, like, my mother-in-law takes care of her daughters as well. So it's like, this is something you just can't do. You can't do alone, you know?
Shout out to the females out there, you know?
For sure.
Mother's Day is coming. Are you going to take them all out or what?
Ooh, man. Putting me on the spot here.
I'm joking, bro. No, but, bro, like, obviously you're amazing on the videography side, but I know you've played instruments. So what instruments have you played? Yeah,
dude, that's we were talking about it earlier. That's actually how it kind of started for me. I guess I've always been a creative, and dude, even in elementary I started with drawing. So I started drawing. I would draw in junior high, and amongst my friends, that's kind of what I was known for. Oh, he draws, right? And then eventually I got into rock music, so I wanted to play electric guitar, right? And
is there a specific band that got you into picking up the electric guitar?
They get a lot of shit, but Creed was my fucking band, bro. That was what I would listen to, right? And I remember hearing they had a song called "What If," and it was just so heavy.
That's a good song.
And then
bro.
I was going into like my rebel years, so I wanted to listen to heavy music, and I remember asking my dad like, "Hey, like I want to get an electric guitar, right?" and also shout out to my dad, man, because he's always supported me in everything I do. And he actually bought me an electric guitar from Male Hearts Music on my sister's birthday. No joke, dude, no joke. And I mean, we didn't have a lot growing up, right? So I have no idea how he was able to pay for that, but he always supported my music dream, because that's what I thought I was gonna do. I thought I was gonna be a famous guitar player. Eventually got into singing. I had this little band with my friends. I thought I was gonna be like a singer, songwriter, and it just, that dream kind of started dying as I started having kids, right? Because I soon realized that's not the kind of life that I wanted. Even like gigging, like locally, like I had a couple of gigs and I was like, nah, like this is just not for me. Respect to those that do it, right? Because it's a tough.
It's chinga, bro. Like I know, because like I learned that like from the people that I've worked with, and they do their gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, dude. Like, and they get excited because I go sometimes and watch them.
Yeah.
But doing that, bro, like on a Friday and a Saturday, you know, or like people that do it like every other day, like it's draining, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Especially if it's like at night.
Yeah.
Like I'm at home, bro. I'm very homebody too. Like,
oh, same here, man.
Be doing shit, bro.
Same here, dude. I love staying home. Like this weather right now. This is stay at home, watch a movie kind of weather.
Kind of weather.
100%, yeah, dude.
Bro. So, what are your top 5 restaurants in the Valley?
I mean, I've obviously haven't visited every restaurant, but as far as what I've tried, I mean, this isn't no offense to anybody, right? I'll start with this. Every restaurant that I've ever featured has been great, man. Has been great. It has been like they've had good food, right? But I would say in no particular order, I would start with Snowbite, which is like Vietnamese cuisine. If you guys like pho, they're pretty good. In Far, Texas. So that's number 1. I would say, dude, Guadalajara Express in San Juan. I think it's still San Juan there. Is fire, bro. I try to tell as many people about that place because those are the places that, like, hidden gems that we need to support and keep alive, dude. Because it's not just a general Mexican restaurant. It's like they specify in like cuisine from Guadalajara, dude. Oh, I had a torta ahogada, dude. It just blew my mind. So that's number 2. Teddy's Barbecue is bomb.
I've been curious to try that one,
bro. It's amazing. Tigo's Barbecue, of course, is really good. There's another place called Las Pupusas del Itacate. They do pupusas, kind of like gorditas, and their breakfast. That's probably my favorite place to go eat breakfast, dude. Their chilaquiles,
bro. And like you said, there's so much like variety. Every restaurant here has a different signature, you know, plate.
For sure.
But what about your favorite plate in general, whether it's in a restaurant or at home? What do you like? What could you eat every day, bro?
Every day? If I had to eat a food every day, dang, I think it's a tie between Chinese food. I love General Chow, and pizza, bro. I mean,
pizza from where?
Pizza from where? I mean, if it's gonna be local pizza, I would say I really like Mamma Mia's pizza. I really like going there because my daughters also go there. There's kind of a history there because it was my wife and I's first date. That's where we had our date. So there's also an emotional connection there. Scalisi's is also good, man. It's good pizza. But growing up watching Ninja Turtles, bro, that quickly right off the bat
pizza time.
Yeah, that became my favorite food right off the bat.
Bro, so I'm big on music, obviously, you know that. So what I want to know is, like, every time we're editing, like, we always jam to something. Like, while you're editing your videos or on your daily tasks, like what kind of music do you jam to?
I'm very, very all over the place when it comes to music. Sometimes I'm editing with like salsa from Mark Anthony. I'm a huge Jose fan, dude. That's
Bro,
that's
La Almada.
bro. That's my favorite singer right there of all time. Any genre, Jose is my favorite singer. Sometimes I'm listening to Alter Bridge, Metallica, anything really, man. I like some old school stuff. I like Lauryn Hill, also. What else, man? It's just a lot of random stuff. I like to listen to the soundtrack from Interstellar with Hans Zimmer. Just whatever is gonna get me in the mood for the task at hand. You could say. Even when I'm putting a video together, man, it starts with the music. I'm very vibe oriented, so if I'm doing either client work or a personal project, music has everything to do with what I'm gonna do. Sometimes it takes like 3 hours to find the right song, you know what I mean?
And you could tell that you put your work on finding the music, because every time you watch one of your videos in the intro, the music goes with it.
Thank you.
So I know you do your homework, bro.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, every now and then somebody will compliment the music, and dang, that means a lot, dude, because like sometimes I put a lot of time into finding the music, and the music really inspires the way the video is gonna flow, for sure.
Yeah. What about when it comes to video shooting, do you have a favorite lens?
Yes, it depends on the kind of project, but I have two go-to lenses, right? Whenever I'm doing like my personal videos, I like shooting with a 16 millimeter to get that super wide shot, you know what I mean? And if I'm shooting in 4K, well, in post I can just zoom in and it'll be fine. But I have a Sigma 16 millimeter lens that really gives me that nice wide shot.
What's the aperture on it?
It's a 1.4.
Oh,
so
God.
it's excellent in low light. Yeah.
How much is something like that?
Dude, that one was like $400. It was like the best $400 I've ever spent. And if I'm doing an event like for client work or something, I like using a 50 millimeter because it's not super zoomed in.
I think that's the most standard.
It's pretty versatile.
Hell yeah, it does the work, bro. 50 millimeter. I started with the 50 millimeter.
A nifty 50.
Yeah. Any specific brands that you like on DSLR cameras?
Well, like I said, first I started with a Canon Rebel, right? Then from there I went into I got a Canon 5D Mark II. I bought used, and that was like my first real camera. Video was not that great, so when I started to do video, I started looking up what was the best camera I could find for my budget, and that's when I made the switch to Sony. It's a digital camera, it's a mirrorless, not quite a DSLR, but I completely made the change. So now I 100% just shoot with Sony cameras. I use a A7 III and an A7R4, and then I have an A6300 as a backup. But yeah,
and those aren't DSLR, or they are?
Since they're mirrorless, they're not considered like a 5D Mark IV. But
you can swap the lenses on them, or no?
Oh, for sure, 100%, dude, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, bro, I've been fascinated with what they tell me on Sony. How, what is it, the ISO, you can have it so high on it and it won't be grainy.
For sure, especially the A7S series, they're really, really, really good. They're monsters in low light. So hopefully, if the wife agrees, I can buy one this year. Hopefully.
That's awesome, bro. Bro, what about alcohol beverages, bro? What do you like to drink?
When it comes, I'm a lightweight dude, yeah. Right? I can't say that I have a specific brand, I mean, there was a point. I had a quick phase of being like a beer snob, and I'm only gonna drink like craft beers or whatever. But I mean, whenever I hang out with friends or when I'm at my brother's house, like Modelo is always like the go-to. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I rock with Modelo. Now, you know what? I've been watching Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
That dude's always drinking. Johnny's always drinking that Coors. What's it called? That
Coors Light or what?
Yeah, he's always drinking Coors, and I'm like, dude, that
Coors is pretty good. It's light and it's good.
Yeah. It's making me crave it from seeing it so much.
It makes you look good.
Yeah.
But what about collaborations? Would you want to collab with anyone in the Valley, from like artists, painters, business people, videographers, producers, dancers, etc.?
I have reached out to a few people to do collabs here and there, but I mean, this is the year where I want to work more with local talent. One of those people is Matt M, right?
Yeah.
He's a very talented rapper that I recently reached out to, and I really want to put out something with him and see what we can create together. The other one is Silvia, which we were talking about, Silvia Sandoval too.
Yeah.
She's very talented, and she's always putting out stuff, right? So you can kind of tell when somebody's really going after it, and you don't want somebody that's gonna waste your time. You want to collab with somebody that is equally as driven as you are. You know what I mean? Because that's
both
what it's
of those
about.
people are very self-driven.
For sure. You can tell, man, because they're always putting out. Dude, Matt's always putting out music. You know what I mean? Like, it just seeing people that are hardworking like them motivates you to also to keep working. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have any shout outs to anyone?
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my wife. I mean, just in general, anybody that I've worked with, every restaurant, dude, that has opened their doors, that has placed their trust in what I do. I mean, a lot of the times I think they don't 100% understand what I'm trying to explain when we first meet. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's been places that turned me down because I don't think they fully understand the concept.
So, some are still old school. They're not aware of like YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of that.
I guess it's understandable too because they're business owners and they're very defensive as well.
Yeah, I mean, every one of those businesses, I mean, 100% I agree, because you got to be protective of your brand, of what you've invested your money and life, your time. You know what I mean? But I mean,
it's like I was telling you earlier, like I'm the one that does the reaching out when it comes to like collabing with people, because people sending me friend requests or messaging me. I'll do my research on you, do background check before I even mess with you. You know what I mean? Like, look at your track record. Like,
kind of how it works when I'm shooting a Fork It episode. A lot of people don't know this, man, but I don't make any money with Fork It. I'm not making money off of that. That's
your hobby.
It's a passion project. You know what I mean? So the way I go about choosing a place is it has to inspire me. Like, the food has to inspire me, whether it's the food, the people, the building. A lot of the times I'll drop in and just try it for myself for the first time, and maybe not even introduce myself, just go and get a feel for the place and try to see if there's any magic there. You know what I mean? And then if it intrigues me, I just take the next step and I'll introduce myself to the business owner, and we take it from there. But yeah, every now and then a business will reach out and they'll want me to go try their food or feature their restaurant, and then it gets kind of weird because I've never wanted to be. People ask me sometimes if I charge for it, but I've never wanted to, because then it's a job. It becomes a job. You know what I mean?
Bro, then, I know exactly what you feel. Because then there's rules now. There's deadlines, and you're doing it more because you love it.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to lose creative control or I don't want to have to be forced to like it. Like, you know what I mean? Like really have to sell it to you because I got money that was given to me by the business. I mean, but if a restaurant or a business wants me to help them with video content or whatever, then they become a client. That's totally different, right? But when it comes to my platform, what I feature, like
everything is real. It's all you.
For sure, dude, for sure.
And that's the way it's supposed to be, because you could tell when someone's bullshitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when your reactions, everything, you could tell like it's you, man. You know.
100%, yeah, dude.
Bro, any advice to the up and comers? You know, if they're getting into the similar profession that you're doing?
Yeah, man. I think now more and more, as far as cameras go, they're becoming more accessible. You know what I mean? I look back, growing up, there was always a camera at home, right? My mom would always have like a camcorder. I just never saw it as something I could pursue. Even when I was in high school, dude, I remember being in yearbook club, just so I could get out of class and take pictures, right? But I never saw it as something I could pursue. But I would say if you found that that's what you want to do, just fucking go for it, bro. You know what I mean? When I got my camera, I debated whether I should do my vlog, whether I should do the food videos, but I was like, shit, nobody's doing it. Like, just pick up the camera and go, you know. If you want to make it into a business, networking is key, man. Networking, 100%. Get out there, and even if you're just walking around with your camera, eventually somebody's gonna stop you and ask you some questions, you know. I started doing events. I would go out to events and shoot pictures and just post them on my Facebook or Instagram, use hashtags, just try to get people's attention so people know you're a photographer. There's events that I did for free, man. Sometimes I still do work for free because I still want to get my name out there. I'll still show up to an event that nobody invited me to, and I'll just start taking pictures and start sharing them. And
that's a smart strategy, because some people nowadays, like, they want to charge for everything, but then you gotta build your resume. Like, how are you gonna charge as much if, like, hey, where's your track? Like, what you got? So sometimes you gotta, like you say, you gotta sponsor. You gotta, like, just go out there and, you know, like, make your work, make your content, so people can hit you up and say, like, I like what you did, you know, let me hire you.
100%, dude. That's what it's all about. Like, getting out there and putting yourself out there. I mean, if you're wanting to do photography for a living, that's sometimes you gotta do some free work, man. And when it comes to video, like, if you want to start a channel, if you want to start a vlog or something like that, just go for it. Just go for it. Put yourself out there and be undeniable, bro. Be undeniable, and people will just start taking notice.
Bro, what about software? What do you like to edit with?
I do everything on Adobe, man. Whether it's pictures, I do Lightroom, Photoshop. For video, it's all through Premiere. I dabbled a bit in
After Effects,
in Final Cut.
Oh, Final Cut.
At the beginning of the pandemic, they made it free it was like a 90-day trial. So I was like, ooh, this is my chance, right? Because I edit on a MacBook, so I was like, Final Cut will be faster.
Yeah.
As far as rendering and all that stuff, and it was, but me actually being on there, making cuts and everything, it was just like, nah, man, I'm too used to Adobe. Like, I don't want to waste my time here trying to relearn. Yeah. Like, I didn't have the time for it. So
yeah. You haven't dabbed in Adobe After Effects?
Very little, man. Very, very little. And as far as the work that I've been doing for clients, it hasn't required me to do something like that. I vowed to learn After Effects during the pandemic, man, but I failed totally.
Like, no, like I was saying earlier, like in life, you gotta have three things that you want to work on, that you want, you know, like, to perfect whatever you're going for.
Yeah.
So, like, After Effects, bro, like, that takes up like 2 slots, because there's just so much work on that program. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I think if it ever comes to like graphics or anything like that, like I have friends that can do that for me. I'll just hire them to do that kind
And
of
then
stuff.
there's also, I don't know, you heard of Fiverr? It's a freelancer app.
Mhm.
Highly recommend it for if you want to get like something. And I'm not trying to like plug it in there, but I'm just saying like I've done it where like if I want to get like a B-roll on a video or something, you know, like
Yeah.
hit them up, or someone dancing. Bro, so if anyone wants to get a hold of you, like to hire you on something or to collab with you, where can they get a hold of you?
I'm pretty active on Facebook. I'm pretty active on Instagram. As far as Facebook, Life Through Lens, you can search me as Life Through Lens. Send me a message. For Instagram, it's Life Through Lens 2017 altogether. I usually do my social media like at night, as far as answering messages, especially when I put out a video, man, because it starts getting reactions, and it's just sometimes it gets a little too hectic. So I tend to wait in the middle of the night to start going through all the messages. So, but yeah, man, any of those platforms works for me.
Yeah, bro. Well, I'm very thankful that you came by, man, and I hope to see you again. Like, keep me updated on any projects that you got coming. For sure. Hopefully, we can collab on something. You know, like I would love that, bro. Rather,
yeah, dude.
Whatever you want, like I'm down.
I'm down as well, man.
And people, this concludes your episode 18 with Life Through Lens, Ismael. And thank you all for watching and supporting everything that we do. Much love. Music, peace, and love, homies.